This video, we have basically a full race, a live race. I did not do live commentary on this one just because at the time I was grinding for 5K iRacing. So this was back in November or December. But I recorded this video and I just forgot to post it. I found it in my file, so I was like, why not turn this into a video? So here we go. This is, I know this is a while ago because this was when I had the buzz cut and the hair is a bit longer now, and also this is the old setup. I have a newer setup that I'm running now. So but this was a pretty good race. I don't exactly remember what happened. I think we might have won this one, but this is gonna be fun to kind of recap and go back along with you guys. So this is qualifying. This was actually before the Monza race at PCA, so we had a good of time to sort of practice in the iRacing officials. So we got telemetry, we have a heart rate monitor, we have quite a few cool things on screen here. Hopefully going to be getting back into this stuff this year as well, but this is kind of a test video also with a new camera that I got as well. So yeah, qualifying, I think this first lap was a bit of a scruffy lap. I can kind of tell that it's not really good. Turn one going into the chicane wasn't great, but that delta's for the outlap, so we're up on the outlap, of course. But this is one of the tracks that I was pretty good at throughout the whole season. In iRacing and also in PCA, Monza is one of my more favorite tracks, so I tend to do at least a bit better than some of the other tracks. So yeah, really the goal for this race was just to not get any negative iRating, any negative safety rating, just increase the iRating safety rating just little by little, the most we can. This is in the 992 Cup. If you can't already tell, this car is a lot of fun. I just started driving the GT3R, which is not as slidey and forgiving as this car. You can kind of saw out the wheel a bit going into corners, but in the GT3R, you need to be very, very smooth. So first lap here, this looks like it's going to be a bit of a slow lap. Probably not going to be putting us on pole, but we will see. So far, pole position is a 50.4, 49.8, and we get a 49.5. So maybe that was a bit better than I thought. 49.5, but definitely there's a lot of time on the table. Second push lap here, braking at the 150, super hard braking zone. Make sure to clip this first apex. We go a little bit deep into the first one, but we get a nice run onto the second one. You can see we're up by 5/100ths of a second on this second lap. So yeah, around Monza, it's super hard to find time. So basically we need to try to find like half a tenth in every single corner, and that's kind of how you put together a decent lap. So braking here, we lose a little bit on the entry. You can see the delta, and we gain it back on the exit, but that big snap of oversteer going over the curb, you need to hit that curb just right, and now we're pretty much even. Lesmo 1, one of my favorite corners, on the throttle nice and early, still basically even with the delta. Braking into Lesmo 2, we gain time on the entry. We're probably going to lose it on the exit, which you can see we are just about even. And you can see the delta's kind of fighting back and forth there, but we gained half a tenth on the entry there, and we kind of maintained it on the exit. But yeah, you can see it's so hard to find time around Monza. Braking into this corner here, same thing, just kind of even. We're gaining a bit of time on the exit, which is good. We'll probably gain about a tenth, maybe a tenth and a half going down to the Parabolica. Tenth now, probably just about a tenth is what we'll gain, and we'll probably end up with a 49.4 maybe. And we brake a little bit too deep. I remember this now. We locked up into the Parabolica. It kind of just ruined the lap there, but you know, P2, I'll take it. Basically kind of sent it because 49.5 and pole was a 49.335, so we needed at least like 2/10 to get pole. So I kind of sent it, didn't work out. But here's the start of the race. P2 Monza races are always very, very chaotic. So at the start, we get behind the slipstream, kind of just go to the inside. He defends the inside. We're going to move to the outside, and we don't go too aggressive at the start. These Porsche Cup races aren't too long. They're only 27 minutes, about half hour long. So you kind of have time to sit behind at Monza and just kind of wait for the right opportunity. Looking good doesn't have to be complicated, and that's why every morning I use Mo Handsome's grooming products. These are some of the best products for men on the market that I've seen. They have shampoo, face wash, shaving gel, aftershave balm, and even chapstick, and a lot of other products coming soon. I highly recommend you check them out. Use code MOCLEAN for 25% off on your first order. Visit mohandsome.com. So you can see we're already building a little bit of a gap to the rest of the field. It's already 1.2. So we're just going to stay behind P1 and just see what we can do. A little bit of chatter in voice chat there. But you can see the car in front is kind of bouncing around a little bit in terms of the connection. So this can be a little bit sketchy. I think this might have been a race where my connection was actually pretty bad. There was a few races, I don't know if anyone remembers, but last season iRacing was having a bunch of connection issues where you would just like disappear off the track and then come back. A lot of stuttering. I believe this is one of those races when that happened. We get a pretty good run coming out of Lesmo 2. Let's see what we do. I think we just stay right behind and get a little bit of a bump draft. Going into this corner here, use the curb on the right, open this up. You can see we're just focusing on the exit. And I think at this point here, I don't want to make any moves on the first lap. I just want to pull a gap to the rest of the field so that when I do make a move, it's just me and P1. So I think, yep, then we give him a little bit of a shove going into the Parabolica, braking early, getting a nice exit. And again, yeah, you just want to make sure you don't kind of get into a battle too early in the race. So the gap is 1.2, so it's looking pretty decent now. You can see my heart rate there is quite above resting, 134. So just goes to show kind of the little bit of effort you have to put in. Nowhere near max, of course, but it is definitely not a resting heart rate. First chicane, not really the best run. You can see car got a little bit out of shape there. Tires don't really come into their optimal window until about lap 3, and then they stay there till about lap 7, and they have a kind of a fall off from there. So the gap has opened up just a little bit to P1, but again, we're just doing everything we can to stay behind and not make any moves too early in the race. Kind of a different style of video that I'm doing here, kind of longer style videos to show everyone the full race, a bit more raw and less edits going into these videos, but I think they're pretty cool. Just so you can see kind of what's going on in my head. I want to do more like live commentary stuff, even though it is definitely difficult to commentate on a race while you're driving the race, and of course trying to do the best you can. Going into this corner here, we're a little bit closer now, but really it's just about staying consistent. You can see in the rearview mirror the car behind went a bit deep, so now that gap is definitely going to open up a lot now. So now we have a bit more of a chance to sort of single out the leader. You can see there's something going on behind us, but we have no idea what's going on. We'll see if we can get a decent run going onto the front straight. And yeah, you can see the car headed. The connection just isn't like 100%. A little bit of movement going on there. So that kind of was worrying me a bit because, you know, if that car disappears, it's a bit tricky. So we're getting a pretty nice run here going onto the front straight. We'll see what I do. I go for the move on the inside, basically leave him no room. He lifts, and we're going to take the lead in Monza going into turn 1. And this is the connection issues that I was talking about. That what you just saw there is actually what I saw on my screen, just completely frozen, and then we just come back into the race. Did you not? That is literally what I saw. And my reaction was quite funny. So now we've just teleported to P3 after passing P1. So now we have a bit of work to do. And I believe it happened a second time on the back straight. But yeah, from P2 to P1 to P3 from something out of my control. That's awesome. But now we have some work to do, so we're going to see if we can catch P2 now. On the back straight here, and there it is again. You can see a lot of connection issues that I was having. Yeah, you can see people are complaining about my my blinking connection, but this was sort of the last race that this has happened. Last season there was a lot of issues going on with connection stuff. But here we go. When you get a run on the back straight, just get a good exit. That's really all you need. And I'm running pretty low downforce here at Monza just for the race, so you can really get that straight line speed. He doesn't put up too much of a fight on the inside. Make sure you stay on the apex, especially when you're offline, which is what we do. And then now we pretty much have to try to catch the leader again. And he kind of knows that, which is why he's trying to break the slipstream. We're maybe just about in the slipstream. You can see on the top we have a discontinuity clock smash, whatever that means. I think it basically means that your PC just like blew up. But P3 tries to go around the outside. I think we defended the inside and just tried to hold his nose there. Didn't really do too much, just kind of compromised our run into turn 1, our line. But now we kind of have to just focus on trying to get back P1. We still have like so much time left in this race to do that. So about 5 minutes later, we are much closer to P1. You can see like at the fastest lap times, we're pretty much running like equal laps, and I was maybe like 10 faster, but now we're running fastest lap of the race. So we kind of just found some pace there. Going in turn 1, we have a lot more speed than him. We're just going to stay right behind. Such a hard braking zone into turn 1. It's so easy to kind of lock the fronts, but we're going to stay behind. Bit of oversteer on exit, and you can see we're really just pushing at this point because we know we have a bit of a chance. And I was kind of frustrated because of that discontinuity we had and the big connection loss, which was pretty crazy. But here we go into the next corner, braking hard, trying to see if we can just stay with him. Really, with Monza, you're pretty much just waiting till the front straight or the back straight and just trying to find time and get as close as you can. Lesmo 1. You can see we're trail braking for like so long there, just trying to get the car perfectly balanced. Lesmo 2. Get a good exit. What's interesting there is I tend to use a lot of that curb on the inside, where I've noticed that some drivers just don't use that curb. So I know you can do pretty quick laps with using it and without using it. So it just depends on how comfortable you are with the car bouncing all over that. Next corner here, try to nail it the best we can. And you can see we are definitely in the slipstream. So now this back straight is just going to be about getting as close as we can to the parabolica and then trying to make the move down into turn 1, which I believe this is the lap where we did do that. Get close, lift early, try to get a good run onto the front straight. You can see we are quite focused here, quite focused, trying to do the best we can to make this position up. On the front straight, we have a nice draft. I think we're just going to move to the inside, a couple tenths slower that time round. Side by side for the second time in a row, hopefully no discontinuity, and he ends up not giving up too much of a fight because still we have about 20 minutes left. So, you know, pretty long race. So we were on the last lap of the race. 20 minutes went by, pretty much had constant pressure from the car behind. The gap just stayed like at half a second, did not want to budge. I literally had no pace to pull away, especially with the draft. You need to be like at least a second faster on pace-wise just to pull away from the car behind, because once they're in the draft, they're just going to stay there, and you can see just how close he is. And at this point, just want to bring the car home. But yeah, this ended up being a win for us, which is great for the iRating. Moved up ever so slightly. So yeah, it was a fun race. If you guys want more videos like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. A lot of content coming for 2025. And we're going to come across the line to take the win. This definitely helped in the iRating grind at the time. Right now we're on the grind for 6K, so it's going to be, hopefully we can get there before the summertime. That'll be ideal. Maybe sooner. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.